Have you ever wondered why pregnant women are often depicted munching on pickles and ice cream in the middle of the night? It's a question that has puzzled many over the years. We've all seen it, whether in sitcoms, movies, or even comic strips. The expectant mom, clad in pajamas, rifling through the fridge at an ungodly hour, her heart set on a peculiar combination of tastes. Now, the image of a pregnant woman craving pickles and ice cream is as common as, well, a baby's cry. It's a universally recognized symbol that screams, "Hey, there's a baby on the way." But have you ever stopped to question why? Why are pickles and ice cream such a go-to craving for pregnant women? Why not, say, lasagna and chocolate milk or grilled cheese and strawberry jam? It's a curious phenomenon, isn't it? The way we've come to associate pregnancy with these two unlikely food companions. The tangy, vinegary crunch of a pickle, paired with the sweet, creamy goodness of ice cream. It's a flavor combination that, outside of pregnancy, might make most of us cringe. Yet, in the context of an expectant mom, it's almost, dare I say, expected. But as it turns out, this universal assumption about pregnancy may not be as concrete as it seems. Yes, you heard it right. The mystery of pickles and ice cream might be more myth than reality. It's a fascinating topic, one that leads us down a rabbit hole of science, societal influence, and of course the power of suggestion. So, as we embark on this journey to unravel the truth, let's keep an open mind. Let's question what we've always known and explore what we've yet to discover. Let's challenge the stereotypes and dig deeper into the world of pregnancy cravings. Because who knows, we might just find that these cravings are not as they seem. But is there any truth to these cravings, or are they just a sweet and salty myth? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the mystery of pickles and ice cream. What if I told you that science has something to say about these bizarre cravings? Yes, those midnight hankerings for pickles and ice cream might not be as random as they seem. Cravings, you see, are a fascinating blend of biology and psychology. Let's start with hormones. These little chemical messengers are the conductors of our body's orchestra, influencing everything from mood to appetite. In fact, two hormones, ghrelin and leptin, are known as the hunger hormones. Ghrelin is like that friend who's always suggesting you grab a snack, while leptin is the sensible one reminding you that you're full. When these two are out of sync, cravings can kick in. Then we have nutrient deficiencies. Our bodies are smart, and when we're lacking in certain nutrients, they send out signals in the form of cravings. For example, if you're low on iron, you might find yourself craving red meat or leafy greens. It's like your body's way of nudging you and saying, "Hey, we need some more of that good stuff." But it's not all biology. Psychology plays a big role too. Ever noticed how you crave comfort foods when you're feeling down or stressed? That's because certain foods, especially those high in sugar and fat, can trigger feelings of pleasure and satisfaction in our brains. It's like a warm, fuzzy hug from the inside. So cravings are this complex cocktail of hormones, nutritional needs, and psychology, but it's not a perfect science. Sometimes we crave things that don't necessarily provide any nutritional benefit, and sometimes we crave things that don't even make sense, like pickles and ice cream. So, if cravings are a mix of hormones, nutritional needs, and psychology, where do pickles and ice cream fit in? Well, that's where things get even more interesting. But we'll save that for the next scene. Stay tuned! Now that we've understood cravings, it's time to bust the myth of pregnancy cravings. Let's picture a typical scene from a sitcom. A pregnant woman wakes up in the middle of the night, urgently craving pickles dipped in ice cream. It's funny, it's relatable for some, and it's become a cultural staple. But is it actually a universal truth? Not quite. Scientific studies reveal that pregnancy cravings are not a universal phenomenon. In fact, a significant number of pregnant women do not experience specific cravings at all. This might come as a surprise, especially considering how deeply ingrained the idea of pregnancy cravings is in our collective consciousness. The concept of cravings during pregnancy is more complex than it seems. While it's true that hormonal changes can affect a woman's senses of taste and smell, leading to new food preferences or aversions, these are not the same as the intense, specific cravings often portrayed in media. In many cases, what we perceive as cravings could be more accurately described as an increased appetite or a heightened awareness of food. After all, growing a small human inside you is a demanding task, and it's only natural that the body would need more fuel. But then, where does the trope of the pregnant woman craving pickles and ice cream come from? Well, it's largely a product of cultural and societal expectations. In some societies, certain foods are considered desirable or nourishing for pregnant women, and these beliefs can shape a woman's eating habits during pregnancy. It's also worth noting the powerful influence of media. Television shows, movies, and advertisements often depict pregnant women indulging in bizarre food combinations, reinforcing the stereotype of the ravenous, pickle-craving, expectant mother. So, it seems like our beloved pickles and ice cream might just be a cultural concoction. But don't worry, if you're pregnant and you do crave pickles, ice cream, or even pickles dipped in ice cream, you're not alone. Cravings or no cravings, each pregnancy is unique, and there's no one-size-fits-all experience. But if pregnancy cravings are a myth, why are they so prevalent in our media and society? Well, dear listener, it's like a game of telephone that's been played for centuries. The media and society play a significant role in perpetuating the myth of pregnancy cravings. Let's take a stroll down memory lane. Remember the sitcoms and movies where the pregnant character would wake up at 3 in the morning, insisting on a bizarre food combo? Or the comic strips where the husband is sent on a midnight run for pickles and ice cream? These are classic examples of how our media has popularized the concept of pregnancy cravings. Now, don't get me wrong, media is not the villain here. It's simply a mirror that reflects societal norms, traditions, and beliefs, and sometimes it magnifies them for dramatic effect. After all, a pregnant woman demanding a peanut butter and jelly sandwich just doesn't have the same comedic punch as one demanding pickles dipped in chocolate, right? And then there's the societal expectations. For centuries, pregnancy has been shrouded in mystique and folklore. The idea of cravings was, and still is, often used as a way to predict the baby's gender. Craving sweets, it's a girl. Salty foods, you've got yourself a boy. Though scientifically unproven, these beliefs have been passed down generations, becoming a part of our cultural fabric. We must also consider the power of suggestion. When a woman becomes pregnant, she's often told to expect these cravings. And when you're told something often enough, you start believing it. You might even start craving that pickle just because you think you should. The media and society are powerful forces that shape our perceptions. They can turn myth into accepted truth, and that's exactly what's happened with pregnancy cravings. So the next time you see a pregnant woman on TV reaching for a jar of pickles, remember it's more fiction than fact. We've come a long way in understanding the myth of pregnancy cravings. It's time to wrap up our journey. So what have we unraveled on this intriguing voyage? Let's take a quick trip down memory lane. We started our journey with the classic stereotype of pregnancy cravings. You know, the midnight rendezvous with pickles and ice cream, the peculiar longing for anchovies on chocolate cake, the insatiable desire for chalk. Yes, chalk. Then, we dived into the fascinating world of science. We discovered that cravings are not exclusive to pregnancy. They're a common human phenomenon, linked to our emotions, hormones, and sometimes even deficiencies in our diet. Next, we arrived at the myth of pregnancy cravings. We learned that while some pregnant people may have cravings, these cravings are not universal, nor are they a reliable sign of pregnancy. In fact, many pregnant individuals report no unusual food desires at all. Surprising, right? We then explored the powerful influence of media and society. We saw how films, TV shows, and even well-meaning relatives perpetuate the myth of pregnancy cravings. They paint a picture of pregnant people as pickle-loving, ice cream-devouring, and anchovy-craving individuals. But as we now know, this is far from the truth for many. So, what does all this mean? Simply put, pregnancy cravings are not a rule. They're an exception. They're not a universal experience, but a personal one. It's time we bid farewell to the stereotype, embrace the science, and acknowledge the true diversity of pregnancy experiences. Remember, every pregnancy is unique, and so are the cravings, or lack thereof. So the next time you find yourself wondering about pickles and ice cream, think again. And as always, stay tuned for more myth-busting revelations.